Okay, you guys, I got to tell you what's happening. Um, so after I made my last video about the Holy Spirit and leaving a true believer, another video came out and it says, pray for people's purpose and potential, not their shortcomings. Well, I can't stop, man. I can't stop. Listen, you guys, wait till you hear what I'm about to read you. Hopefully you're going to see what I did, because the glory of God is just, he's just showing himself all over the place. And you're absolutely seeing people sleep out here. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing, because you cannot wake up from the sleep. You cannot break through Satan's darkness if you don't know that you're in Satan's darkness. This is a good thing. So I'm not upset by any of these things. And I told you, I have forgiven all of these pastors. I am not angry at the little one. And you will find that what I just did with that Holy Spirit video was of the greatest compassion, because I could have just not said anything. I could have let him continue it in his sleep. But it was of the greatest compassion what I did. And I'm going to show you exactly why. And hopefully you're going to see God's grace all over the place here. And it's his grace for the little one. Okay, it's his grace for the little one. So while this person believed that I was actually attacking him, it was of the greatest of compassion, because people cannot break through the darkness and break through their blind spots. They can't see their blind spots. They need someone to point them out to them. This is exactly what I did for the little one. So now I'm going to read you something. I was just in shock when I just read this. And hopefully you'll see the same thing. But I was just in shock when I read this. So it's an article that says, was Jesus unloving towards the Pharisees? Some claim that Jesus spoke to religious leaders in ways that did not reflect the love of the cross. In his climactic encounter with the Pharisees in Matthew 23, Jesus' words were undeniably harsh. He calls the Pharisees hypocrites, blind guides, blind fools, snakes, and a brood of vipers. Okay? And it gives all the Bible verses. I will put this in the description. He claims that they are full of greed and self-indulgence. That was exactly what I said to the little one. That was exactly what I said to the little one. And are like whitewashed tombs. And as such, Jesus wonders how these leaders will escape being condemned to hell, which is exactly what I said to him. Can you see that when I say that every single thing that comes out of my mouth is from the existential reality? I'm even shocked by this. But it was a natural response for me to show him his arrogance, his ego, his pride, his greed, only to wake him up. Only to wake him up. This is amazing. But does such harsh speech indicate that Jesus does not absolutize loving one's enemies, as some claim? If Jesus was simply hurling insults at these people to ridicule them, embarrass them, or to make himself look superior to them, he indeed would have been unloving, but it is totally out of character to suppose this to be Jesus' motivation. I would suggest that it is far more plausible to understand Jesus' extreme language to be illustrating the biblical mandate to speak the truth in love. That's what I just said. Absolute compassion. Absolute compassion. That was Ephesians 4:15. If the Pharisees were in fact as steeped in spiritual darkness as Jesus claims, then Jesus' offensive language can be understood as a desperate, love-motivated attempt to shock them into realizing their dire situation. There we go. There we go. Not unlike a parent who screams to get their child's attention to keep them from danger. Nor is it difficult to understand why Jesus needed to resort to such extreme language. The sick who know they need a physician are much closer to healing than those who imagine they do not. While Jesus could interact with those who on some level were aware of their sickness in a warm and healing way, which is why the worst of sinners wanted to fellowship with him, this approach had no hope of working toward those who were afflicted with the self-righteous delusion that they had no need for this physician. These hypocrites had already judged Jesus' warm interactions with sinners to be a sign of moral weakness and compromise. Had Jesus adopted this approach to them, he would have been dismissed without a hearing. The only hope of possibly waking up these blind guides to their desperate spiritual condition was to hold a mirror, oh Lord have mercy, was to hold a mirror up to their faces by turning the harsh judgmental language they directed towards others back onto themselves. And harsh as it sounds, it was motivated by love. And I'm going to leave that right there. You know, what I'm seeing out here, and this is it goes across the board in the sleep. People are, it's like anything else in life. Everything is on a sliding scale. So people are at different levels of awakeness. This person that said, pray for people, don't pray for people's shortcomings or whatever. You know, I haven't always agreed with what this person says, but I know his heart is love. I know his heart is love. There's no doubt in my mind. But he's still of the world. And this is a prime example of it. Worry about what people say. Worry about how things look. Instead of worrying about the ultimate, which is where a person's soul is going to spend eternity. And I have said this over and over out here. When I said to everybody, why isn't anybody saying anything to these pastors? Doesn't anybody care about these pastors? Where they're going to spend eternity? I've said it over and over again. So you understand, and I even said in that video to the little one, I am your mirror. I'm a pure mirror for you because I have no more personhood here. And I have forgiven every last one of them. I have love in my heart. And the fact of the matter is, just as this article said, they are Pharisees. They believe that they are the religious elite. And I am a nobody who, up until very recently, was constantly being called a witch and a demon out here. Okay? So now I'm being called a YouTube apostle, still degrading me, still not giving me any respect. And the fact of the matter is, this is pure darkness. And this guy needed to be shocked. He needed to be shocked to his core to wake him up out of this arrogance and this darkness, because he is in definite danger of spending eternity in not the place where he wants to. So it was out of great compassion that I literally took the time to make that video. And for those in the sleep, they don't understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, why I'm saying what I'm saying. But you know what? I'm in shock. I'm in shock myself that I found this, and Jesus did the exact same thing for the exact same reason. It is existential reality behavior. Because we can see from 8,000 feet up and 360 degrees, we can see what's happening. We can see what's happening. And there are so many variables going on here. There are so many variables going on here. But these people have to understand they are in the sleep. Their titles mean absolutely nothing. Their titles mean absolutely nothing. And they don't have a right to abuse people out here. And if they plan on being raptured up when the rapture happens, they have a lot of work to do. And nobody seems to care enough about these people to tell them that their behavior is atrocious. But they will look at me, the person that they're abusing, who is literally the true believer, true disciple out here, as the Pharisees were attacking Jesus. It's the same story over and over again. It's the same story over and over again. Because the sleepers do not relate to beings who are awake. Sleepers do not relate to us. And of course, their egos make them, and their pride makes them believe that they are far superior than Jesus, or forget about me. Forget about me. You know, they haven't even come close to becoming a true believer of Christ. They haven't put in the sacrifice yet. They haven't given up the comforts of Satan's world. They haven't done any of that yet. And the lie of the enemy is telling them that they're there and they're far superior than any nobody that came from the occult or the mystics community or New Age. They're far superior. This is absolute sleep. This is absolute darkness. This is absolute bondage by the enemy. And these people will be lost because, number one, most people out here are in the sleep. Most people out here are of the world. Most people don't care enough about anybody other than themselves to speak up and say anything to try to wake a person up. This is, I didn't want to be out here doing it. I didn't want to be out here doing it. But the Lord brought me into everybody's awareness for a reason. For a reason. So, this is what you were seeing. And I know none of you understand what you were seeing. But now I'm going to put this article in the description because it describes exactly what I did. It describes exactly what I did. And you heard me say in that video, I am your mirror. I am showing you your sin. I am showing you your sleep. I am showing you your blind spots. Now, what is your free will choice going to be from this moment on? I said those exact words to him. So I was in fact doing exactly to him what Jesus was doing to the Pharisees. And it's out of the greatest of love and compassion to try to wake a person up. Because if I felt like he was a lost cause, I wouldn't have wasted my time. Is any soul out here a lost cause? That is the true question. The fact of the matter is, not one person out here has tried to help them, being the pastors. Nobody would say anything against their horrible behavior. And also, nobody would say anything to me, although you all saw me as being the abuser going back at these pastors. this whole thing has been hysterical to me, because I've never seen the sleep like I have seen it since I was brought back to the Bible. I have never seen sleep like this. And I guess it's because I was dealing with gurus when I was in the occult. And although the gurus I was dealing with are not totally awake, Nisargadatta was absolutely in the existential reality, and he's who I learned from. I still have one of these gurus. Well, Nityananda is still attacking me. He's in massive sleep. But even Muji still attacking me. I unsubscribed to him a long time ago, and I just looked on his page. He's still watching my videos, mind you. He's still making videos after I put out a video. How to stay in the reality and deal with the world. He also does not understand what's happening here, because he is also in the sleep. And I have seen that about him for a very long time now. So I don't know why I'm here. I don't know how I got here. Holy Spirit's been here the whole time. And I believe the fact of the matter is, because I had surrendered totally, and I had done exactly what was asked of me to do, even though I had not read the Bible. I was told through the teachings of Nisargadatta that we must break all attachments. We must transcend lust of the body, lust for desires of anything, name and fame, anything. And whatever I heard Nisargadatta say, because my only desire was to be in oneness with God, I did exactly what he said. See, there was no question for me, because I never wanted the world. I only wanted God. So I can't really, I guess if I think about it, I can't really say I don't know how this happened. I do know how this happened. God was all I wanted, and I absolutely did exactly as I was instructed to do. This is why the narrow path is very, very narrow, and not many people find it. Now you understand why. So I hope you all got a good look at what actually happened out here, and I hope you all got a tiny glimpse, a glance at your own sleep. To think that you thought I was attacking him. And in fact, as I've been telling you over and over again, what you believe to be true in your sleep is Satan's truth. The existential truth is the exact opposite. So as you all thought I was attacking him and being mean to him, no. It was from great love and compassion that I was forcing him to see his sleep and his sin and his blind spots, so that hopefully he will choose to wake up. That's actually what was happening. That's actually what you all witnessed. And that's actually how Jesus handled the Pharisees also. Shock to me, but that is the way he handled the Pharisees. So I will put this article in the description, and I hope the little one really thinks about everything I said and understand that I am who I say I am. And I was brought here for a reason. I was not put in any of you guys' awareness by accident. And you all were not put in my awareness by accident. Your abuse of me actually facilitated me going deeper and deeper and deeper into the Holy Spirit. Nothing ever happens by accident. Nothing does. You guys be blessed.